Hey everyone, my name's Tenebris Infinite, and today we have a new work-in-progress Patreon build for Road to Vostok. This time, we're looking at the new equipment system, adding in a ton of new options and enhancements to Road to Vostok's inventory, further expanding on the efforts we saw with the last Patreon build that had to do with inventories as a whole. With this build, it's pulling things all together for the basic foundation of the inventory system, and the effort to ensure this system is one that wins is a great thing to see for RTV here. Today, we have a whole equipment system to check out in its early stages here, something I've never quite gotten to do before for a video game. This is a build I've been looking forward to trying out for a very long time now, ever since the plate carrier was first shown off. So let's dive into this Patreon build and see what this equipment system is all about. So let's do the thing and just go through and pick up pretty much freaking everything here, man. We're gonna try to equip as much of it as we can onto our person. Oh, okay. And that's the noise we get when we've run out of inventory. So quickly here, let's go over our inventory controls that were introduced in the latest inventory update. So when you click on something, you pick it up, and when you click on a grid space that is available, you place it down. When you shift click on something, you quickly drop it out of your inventory, and when you pick something up in your inventory and press R, you can rotate it however you need to for it to fit in your inventory. And a cool improvement to this whole system from the last build that we saw is that the system will now recognize if there is vertical space for a weapon to go into. So not only will it be able to pick up items when they can align themselves horizontally, but also when they can align themselves vertically. So now let's get to the whole equipping side of things. We can equip onto our character, or we can equip onto the slot. And I feel like equipping onto the character for now is the most efficient means of doing things. So let's take the pants, let's take the jacket, let's take the carrier, which you can layer on top, and then let's equip a sidearm, as well as our primary. Very cool, and as well, it's really awesome to see the tactical sling. Yes, and the backpack too, can't forget that. Again, I really enjoy how the whole system layers on top of itself. Another thing to check out here too is the fact that we can hide tooltips. Oh, and cool, so you just click in Alt and that will hide the tooltip, and then you click in Alt and it'll show tooltips. I very much enjoy that. As well, you could swap weapons by picking up the weapon and dragging it to the slot, or to your character, and that will again align into the inventory smart, where it will realize whether or not it could go in vertically or horizontally. And before we start moving on to some feedback that I have, let's check out the other jackets that are here in the game so far. So right now we have the Tactical Fleece Jacket, which will be rare and a little bit more difficult to find, but it has insulation, so that might actually wind up playing off as a benefit in the future. But let's look at the Windbreaker now. The Windbreaker is also rare, but looks very clean, and that's the thing about these in-game items, is they are looking really, really nice here. And it also, the whole inventory and equipment system is really giving me Stalker vibes. And then, lastly, the Winter Jacket. Very nice, man. And so, for the final step, in order to unequip things, it's the exact same as equipping things. You just click on the item and then drag it off. You can't click on your character and drag off the character, but I think that that's okay. I have a little bit of feedback on the inventory system, though, that I think will make the whole process a little bit snappier. And that is simply to have the ability to control-click things onto our character and off of our character, and control-click things to swap as well, as long as we are not accessing a container. It totally makes sense that while we're accessing a container, control-clicking would instead send the item over to that container space as it usually does. But if we aren't accessing a container and we're just equipping things out in the open, it would be really nice to have that control click option to just kind of make the process a little bit more snappy, but not too snappy. As it stands right now, though, that's pretty much the only feedback that I have, is that control clicking might be a nice option in there. Other than that, I think this is a really fantastic system. It's intuitive, it's easy to learn alongside the rest of the inventory, and I'm sure the process of learning it all will be a very natural process for players in the future. So that leads us off to what's up next for Road to Vostok. And so first up, we're going to have the second developer live session. For the first one, I didn't want to record anything, and I wanted to keep it just super pressure-free for Auntie. This time around, I might record something. We'll see what happens. But then after that, the exact day after, on November the 29th, we have another work-in-progress video to look forward to. So I'm going to be covering that one. And then, for my own videos, I'm going to be talking about this boy right here, the plate carrier. It's really exciting to see a plate carrier in the game, especially so early on. So I'm going to be talking about this and trying to go over some details on it too. Hopefully that will be something that you guys will enjoy watching in the future. So folks, I want to say thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this little sneak peek at what the future of Road to Vostok is going to be like. If you have any feedback for the developer, please let them know in the comments down below. But for now, I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace.